Welcome to Crack Pack. My name is Andrew. Today we're cracking open Innistrad Crimson Vow. Let's get cracking. Our first card today is a wild card, followed by a spirit token. Then we have a foil demonic bargain for 2 and a black as a sorcery that reads: exile the top 13 cards of your library, then search your library for a card, put the card into your hand, and shuffle. We pulled this a couple weeks ago, the non-foil version of it, and I wasn't too big on this card then. I'm still not too big on it. I think exiling 13 cards to then search your library and hope you didn't exile the card you were looking for is really steep. So 3 mana plus exiling 13 cards to hopefully get a card that you really need in your hand is really steep, so I don't like it that much. But hey, the foil is nice on this card. Seeing the foil shine through in like the tentacles in here, and in a little bit in like her hair and the spirits flying around in there, looks really nice. Next we have a Plains for our land. And we have a Voldaren Estate, which is a land that taps for colorless, or you can tap it and pay a life to add 1 mana of any color, as long as you spend that mana only to cast a vampire. Or you can pay 5 and tap this to create a blood token, and it costs 1 less to activate for each vampire you control. So this is colorless mana, or colored mana for vampires, or a blood token generator. It's okay for a land. For a rare, I can see why it's a rare. It's doing a lot as a land. It's hard to interact with then because it's a land. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe in a vampire typal deck, this would be really good. But beyond that, I don't think this is going to fit in a lot of places. I don't think there's a lot of need for a land to generate blood tokens. So that last ability, probably just a wash. Yeah, I mean, I guess there are enough vampires from this set now that interact with blood tokens that it makes sense that it would be available. But I don't know, I would rather use my land for mana than for blood tokens. But if you have a deck that uses Voldaren Estate for those blood tokens, let me know in the comments below. I'd be curious if you really have a need for a land that's making blood tokens. Next we have Wolfkin Outcast, which transforms into a Wedding Crasher. Thirst for Discovery. Dread Fugue. Kindly Ancestor, which transforms into Ancestor's Embrace. Massive Might. Nibblegast Beguiler. Siphon Essence. Reckless Impulse. Lightning Wolf. Pointed Discussion. Scattered Thoughts. And Ceremonial Knife to round out the pack. Now, today's Pack 1 Pick 1. I think I'm going to give it to Wolfkin Outcast. For 5 and a green, it is a 5/4 that reads: this spell costs 2 less to cast if you control a wolf or werewolf. It is day-bound. So if you cast no spells during your turn, it becomes night. And you get Wedding Crasher, which is a 6/5 creature that reads: whenever Wedding Crasher or another wolf or werewolf you control dies, draw a card. And it is nightbound, so if a player casts at least 2 spells during their turn, it becomes day, and you get the Wolfkin Outcast again. Now, I see this as a signpost for drafting wolves and or werewolves, which in green was pretty common. I think either green-red. I think it was green-red that was primarily werewolves. So you're wanting to have that out so you can then... You're really wanting to get to the Wedding Crasher side so that as you are swinging with a lot of wolves and werewolves, you're getting a lot of card draw to just keep fueling your board state, because you're going to be a creature-heavy deck, which is kind of what Gruul colors want to do anyway, is just have a lot of creatures and stomp them out. So this is just giving you payoffs for those creatures dying. It's giving you card draw. There are other good cards in this pack, though, so if you have a different pick one than me, let me know in the comments below. But that's all for today, so thank you for cracking along with me. Be sure to check back tomorrow as we crack open another pack.